You've sold 3 million comics and novels?
Yeah, probably more than that now.
How is that possible?
Well, you need a popular book. We did a 6-issue run with the Archie Company based upon the content of the video games and the toys with the environmental theme that I referred to. So that added a large number of books to the number of books we have in print. But we did something else too, because I was kind of entrepreneurial about this. And we also got what back in the day was called newsstand distribution. By which I mean to say there are Zen books from 20, 30 years ago you can see that have a particular type of barcode on them, like a UPC code. And what that means is we applied for what was necessary to have newsstand distributors carry our book. And that went on for a year or two, and that vastly increased the number of books we sold. So we did a couple of things that allowed us to sell a lot more books than a typical independently published book could do.
And unfortunately, newsstands, it seems like, have gone away, just as bookstores have.
Well, I question the demise of newsstands. I stopped at a bookstore today, and in the front is a newsstand, and it had literally several hundred different magazines there. If you go to a Barnes & Noble, they have a huge newsstand section, okay? And at the bookstore I was at today, there was a very interesting sign posted that basically said, the death of print has been highly exaggerated. And go to any Barnes & Noble, you'll see a large newsstand section. So yes, the death of print has been highly exaggerated.
And especially too with a comic book, and just having that tactile experience, the way it smells, the feel of the paper.
Oh yeah, and Wednesday is called New Comics Day. What that means is every Wednesday, without fail, like clockwork, the store owner puts out the new comics. And as I had mentioned, there's at least 50 to 100 new books every week. Every week. So yeah, somebody's buying these books.
How hard is it to sell comic books?
Oh, infinitely hard, because since there are so many new books coming out every week, you've got to have something special about your book. You also need to pretty much be a beast on social media, because, as a past advertising professional, the truth is social media is today's primary mode of advertising. This is why Meta gives you the opportunity to boost your Instagram posts or advertise and Google ads and all these things. So in order to get the word out, you've got to do social media. The good part is social media is technically free. You put out a post, it doesn't cost you anything. But if you want to boost the post, then it's going to cost you. And I'll just give you a little piece of inside information. Instagram is used a lot for this, right? When you boost a post on Instagram, well, when you put out a post on Instagram, not even boost it, it will only go to about 10% of your followers. So let's say you've got 1,000 followers on Instagram. We'll just use Instagram. When you put out a post, about 100 people only will see it. this is done as a business ploy. If you want all of your 1,000 people to see it, you're going to have to pay some money to Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, but this is the new form of advertising, and whether you're doing it on Twitter, which again is very problematical these days because of all the things going on, or Instagram, or Facebook, or Threads, which and you want to boost, it's going to cost you, but that's advertising. And again, why do I bring this all up? Because you've got to get the word out of what you're doing. And of course, there's TikTok too.
Sure. And there's just a modern form of pay to play. I mean, I'm sure movie distributor, movie houses and bands.
Right.
In LA, there was always that dilemma of pay to play.
Yeah.
These different, venues.
So true.
Here.
So true.
Sure. So it going back to the cliche, it takes money to make money, but also to get your message out. So, what are some secrets to selling comic books?
Secrets?
Yeah. That you can divulge.
Wow. Are there any secrets? Well, if by that you mean how you can guarantee selling some books, first of all, get a hot artist. But that will cost you, and could cost you dearly, because the artists know if an artist has a following, it's going to cost you to get that person to work on your book. But a little trick, here's a secret, just get that artist to do a cover for you. When you can't afford a big name artist to do a whole book, you may well be able to get them to do a cover. And there are people who collect artists. And if they know that Mr. X is doing a cover, or what's called an alternate cover, a variant cover for you on your comic or graphic novel, many of that artist fans will buy that book for no other reason that they're completists and must have that artist's cover. So that's the biggest secret I could divulge.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. I'm wondering then, for the inside, the interior drawings, then you're getting someone that theoretically costs less?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. Not theoretically, that does cost less, because the big name guys may well do you a cover. I'm not saying it'll be cheap. I mean, it could cost you $1,000. But the question is, if I spend $1,000 on this hot artist, I may well sell 5,000 more comics.